I'm 85 years old, and I've been awake since before the sun came up, listening to the house settle the way it does when it's quiet for too long. At this age, quiet isn't peaceful anymore. It's just honest. And lately, the quiet keeps leading me back to the same place, my marriage, and how it slowly fell apart while I was busy believing everything was fine. I'm not telling this because I want forgiveness. She's been gone a long time now, and forgiveness doesn't travel backward. I'm telling it because when you get this old, the truth stops waiting for you to be ready. It just shows up, sits down, and stays. I live alone now, not dramatically, just alone. A small house that once felt crowded, then comfortable, and now oversized. Her things are mostly gone, not because I threw them out in anger. They just disappeared a little at a time, donated, given away, misplaced, like the marriage itself did. Some mornings I make 2 cups of tea out of habit. I don't realize it until I'm already pouring the second one. I still set it on the table for a moment before I remember. That's how long habits last. Longer than people sometimes. When you're young, you think marriages end because of big things. Affairs, screaming matches, someone walking out and slamming a door. That's what I thought too. I didn't know a marriage could die from neglect, from postponement, from always meaning to do better later. When I look back now, it's not the fights I remember most. It's the silence, the ordinary days, the ones that felt harmless. We met when we were both young enough to believe love was something you locked in early and then carried with you forever. She laughed easily back then. I remember that clearly, not loud laughter, just quick, surprised bursts, like joy kept catching her off guard. I was serious even then. Ambitious, people called it. Reliable, I liked being seen that way. I worked long hours at a job that felt important at the time, not glamorous but steady, the kind of work that made you feel useful, respected. I told myself I was doing it for us. And maybe I was, at least at first. We married in our mid-20s, a small wedding, nothing fancy. I remember being tired that day, not emotionally, just physically tired from work. I remember thinking, once things settle down, I'll be more present. That thought followed me for decades. In our early years, we talked a lot about the future, the house we'd buy, the trips we'd take, the way things would ease once I reached the next stage, the next raise, the next bit of security. There was always a next. She worked too, took care of the house, remembered birthdays, kept track of things I didn't even realize needed tracking. I noticed, but I didn't really notice. I assumed that was just how life worked. When she wanted to talk in the evenings, I was often tired. Not too tired to read the paper or watch the news, just too tired to listen properly. I'd nod, say, offer solutions when she wasn't asking for any. Sometimes she'd stop mid-sentence and just look at me. I'd ask what was wrong, and she'd say, nothing. I believed her, because believing her was easier than asking again. There were moments, small ones, where I could have turned things around. I see them clearly now, like markers along a road I didn't know I was leaving. She asked me once to come to a work event with her, nothing major, just a dinner. I said I couldn't, that I had an early meeting. The meeting could have waited. It always could have waited. But I liked being the man who couldn't leave work. Another time, she suggested we take a weekend trip, just drive somewhere. I said maybe next month. Next month turned into next year, then it just stopped coming up. We didn't argue much. People thought that meant we were strong. In truth, we were just avoiding the harder conversations, the ones where you risk being uncomfortable, the ones where you admit you might be wrong. She started going to things without me. At first, I was relieved. Then I barely noticed. That's the part that hurts the most now, not that she pulled away, but that I let her. In our 40s, something shifted. Not suddenly, more like the light in a room changing as the sun moves. You don't notice it until it's already different. She became quieter, not sad, just contained. She stopped asking me how my day was because she already knew the answer. I stopped asking about hers because I assumed it was the same routine. We slept on the same bed, but not always at the same time. I'd stay up late. She'd go to bed early. We told ourselves it was normal, and maybe it was, but normal isn't the same as healthy. There was a night, I remember this clearly, when she said very calmly, "I feel lonely even when you're here." I laughed a little, uncomfortable, and said something about how we were both just busy. She nodded and didn't bring it up again. I wish now that she had yelled, or cried, or demanded something, but she didn't. She just adjusted, and I mistook that adjustment for acceptance. The years went on, we aged, our routines hardened. We became polite roommates who shared a history. I told myself this was what long marriages looked like: comfortable, quiet, predictable. Then she got sick. Not suddenly, not dramatically, just tired more often, a cough that lingered, doctor visits that became regular. I went with her sometimes, other times I stayed at work. I thought there would be more time once she felt better. I always thought there would be more time. The turning point didn't feel like one when it happened. It was a Tuesday, I remember, because the trash had to go out. She asked me to sit with her for a bit, just sit. I said I would after I finished something. She said okay. By the time I came into the room, she was asleep. She didn't wake up much after that. She died a few weeks later, quietly, no dramatic last words, just a squeeze of my hand and a look that I didn't understand until much later. After the funeral, people told me how strong I was, how devoted I'd been. I nodded and accepted their words because correcting them felt unnecessary, and because I didn't yet have the language to explain what I'd lost. Grief is strange at this age. It doesn't feel sharp forever. It settles into you, becomes part of how you breathe. For a long time, I missed her presence, the house, the routine, but as the years passed, something deeper started to ache. Not just that she was gone, but that I hadn't really been there when she was alive. That realization comes late, too late to apologize properly, too late to change the ending. I can't fix the fact that I chose work over listening, that I treated time like something guaranteed, that I believed love would wait patiently while I attended to everything else. I replay conversations now, ones I brushed off, ones I half heard. I wonder what would have happened if I had stopped what I was doing and paid attention, if I had taken her loneliness seriously instead of explaining it away. The truth is, our marriage didn't fall apart. It wore away, quietly, gently, like water on stone. And I helped it along by assuming it was sturdy enough to survive my absence. To anyone listening to this, especially if you're younger, I don't have advice in the way people usually mean it. I don't know your life. I don't know your pressures. I only know what I wish I had understood earlier. Love isn't proven by providing, or enduring, or staying in the same house for decades. It's shown in attention, in showing up when it's inconvenient, in listening without trying to fix. If someone you love tells you they feel lonely, don't argue with them. Sit with it, even if it scares you, especially if it scares you. You don't need grand gestures, you need presence, and presence doesn't wait for the perfect moment. I don't have much time left now, I can feel that. My days are slower, shorter, quieter. I talk to her sometimes, even though I don't believe she can hear me. Old habits, I suppose. If this story meant something to you, maybe let it stay with you for a while. You don't need to do anything dramatic. Just notice the small moments. They're the ones that last. As for me, I live with what is, not what could have been. That's all anyone can do at this age. The house is quiet again now. The tea has gone cold, and the morning light has finally filled the room.